Well, hello there. It's the Archivist from TradingCardArchives.com, and today I'm here to look at my Warhammer 40K Dark Galaxy trading cards. So these are officially licensed trading cards printed by Panini, but they were printed for the UK market. They're still actually being printed for the UK market. You can still buy them there. You can still order them from Panini's website, but again, only in the UK. So if you want them outside of there, you have to export them somehow. And so I got mine from eBay. So I found an eBay seller who sent me the entire collection of every one of each kind of box. And unfortunately, I don't have them all left anymore. I've been opening these for a while now. I've had this for over a year. But I figured today we could open up, some more of them and maybe take a look again at the book and just, take a look again at this collection because I think it's really a very good set of trading cards generally, and then also for Warhammer 40K, it's the best that's ever been made. There really have not been a lot of Warhammer 40K trading cards. I think there's only two or three sets ever, and this is easily like one of the best ones. Even though it does mostly just use artwork from the codexes, it's great artwork, and they do, I think, a pretty good job of explaining everything on the back of each card, which is great. So this is the hobby box format. So if you can kind of see the perforations here, this box is meant to be sort of torn open and displayed in a hobby store in the UK. And so it's very small, right? Because UK real estate is really expensive. Like there's not a lot of room on that island. So the shops are very small. And so they don't have big boxes of things there. They have small boxes of things like this. And so what I can do is maybe we'll get, there's also different pack art, as you can see, at least three different pack arts. Why don't we get maybe, oh, 5, 6. Yeah, about 6 of those. And then I think I've got some packs in here too that we can open. So it will be more than 6. It'll just be 6 from that box. And then this is the collector's album. So uh, the way these products are sold in the UK is kind of like it's this weird like half subscription kind of system. So they'll have magazine stands like along the road, right? And you'll stop there, and there will be a magazine. It'll look like this, and you'll buy it, and the magazine will basically be an advertisement for the product. And it'll come with all the advertising. It'll come with, a binder for all the cards. That's what this is. And then also maybe 2 or 3 packs, and then it'll tell you where to get more packs, right? And so it's kind of like a starter kit, sort of is what this is for TCG or something. But Panini makes them for even the uh, trading cards, so not just TCGs. And so it'll have this beautiful map of the 40K universe. In the dark future of the 41st millennium, there is only war, right? And so that's a map of the Emperor's domain, basically the Warhammer universe. And Warhammer is a massive franchise. It's mostly a tabletop game that people play. I've tried to play it a few times. My wife can tell you I've had those starter kits, starter army kits a couple times. I've never succeeded. So I've never succeeded in either painting them correctly. I've tried many times, but I just am horrible at it, and so they end up very blobby. And also, I've never found anyone to play with, so I've never actually played the game. I've played a lot of the video games, but I've never played the actual tabletop game. I have watched the tabletop game played quite a bit though on YouTube and kind of enjoyed that. Uh, but yeah, I don't I don't play the actual game. But there you go. There's the kind of what I mean is you get like an advertising like this with a code of how to buy more and stuff. And then there is a book here. Theoretically, you could put all the cards in this book. Uh, I don't know if it's going to be the best quality. It certainly will fold them quite a bit. Like they'll get very curved here. So I wouldn't do it. I didn't do it. I have a different binder for mine. But I just kind of wanted to have this binder so that I would have sort of a full example of the collection. And here's an ad for the actual game. And then inside this is actually a guide to the set. So you'll see in here, this is like a set guide. So it's basically going through all the different cards in the main collection. There's 225 sort of cards to get. And then you've got some alternate art versions, so or alternate borders. So this only war alternate border, there's 150 of those. That's sort of your normal cards. You've got 50 webways, 15 infernos, those have a crazy treatment on them, and then 10 adamantiums with an even cooler treatment. So that's the full collection there. And then over here you've got the different parallel types. So there's Crusade parallels, Vanguard parallels, and Purge parallels, which are super rare. Apparently 1 in 18 packets for those. So not numbered, but short printed. And then there are some Voidborn cards, which is another type of card that you can only get in the Mega Box format. And so I had some of the Mega Boxes here. I can link to a video where I open those, or you can search the channel for it. They're all posted here. But yeah, in the Mega Boxes, you... Huh, I feel like I'm missing some packs. I'm going to pause and go look for those packs. But yeah, in the Mega Boxes, you'll get like 6 regular packs and then 1 special pack with the Voidborn card. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go see if I can find some more packs. 1 second. No, I didn't find any more, so I must have opened the rest at some point. But let me put that to the side. And yeah, so here's our packs. Like I said, we've got 6. Knowing how far along we are, maybe we should just finish it off. How many more are in here? This could just be the end of my Warhammer, because I don't think I'll be buying more. Oh, this is going to be a big video, sorry. 12, so it'll be 12 packs. I think we can handle that. I hope we can handle that. Let's see if we can handle that. There'll be 12 packs that we're going to open today. And with importing these, they actually get quite expensive. So it's something I talked about when I first got them, but I think these are about $8 a pack imported. So they're not cheap. And I also have to warn you that there's 2 products that Panini makes. There's Dark Galaxy. These are the trading cards. There's also a Warriors of the Emperor product, which is blue, like a ultramarine blue. That's a sticker product. And so you'll find that Emperor product a lot cheaper on Amazon, and everyone's kind of reselling that. But you have to understand that it is a sticker product, so not a trading card product. And so, yeah, here we go. We'll just get going. This is our webway. So this is one of the sort of alternate cards there, Blood Angels. You've got this beautiful, and I know it's just art from the codexes, but still just beautiful, beautiful art here. And this is a Vanguard, and so that is an alt version of it. The only war cards here are the main versions. So that's only war Eldari, and we've got only war Orc Boys. Deathwatch. That's a dreadnought. Ooh, Black Legion Hellbrute. That is crazy looking thing. And then a Drukari only war again. So those will be only war cards are kind of like the default cards. So that's a parallel. That's a insert. There we go with orcs. Mosrog Scragbad, I guess. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. Sorry. But that's that. And I should probably sleeve this as well. Eventually, I'll sleeve all of these, but I don't want to sleeve them all on video here. But here's our. This is a Crusade Noble Pilot. So that's someone piloting one of the big mechs that they use to fight. Warhammer universe is very like I enjoy reading about it. I actually read like a bunch of the articles and things on it. But it is not a nice world. Like there's a lot of just kind of really bad, sort of super sketchy things about it. Uh, wow, that's a horse. Of course, a horse. There's Poxwalkers, stealth battle suits. Like they'll have entire planets that they dedicate just to making slave armies, or whole planets just for making food. It gets very dark. It's a dark galaxy, right? The universe has been sort of embroiled in this war that the emperor's been driving for so long that they've kind of forgotten what it's like to be just regular humans. And there's a lot of very dark imagery and concepts too, especially in the chaos. So this is one of those Inferno cards. Beautiful card, but pretty rare. Necron again. Death card. Dark Reapers. Space Wolves. Primus Apothecary. And a Blight Lord Terminator. These are all different armies in the Warhammer universe. Because again, it's all about sort of who you're fighting for and what you're fighting against. And there's everything is fighting. That's all they think about. The the yeah, the space warriors, the space marines, and everyone like that. All they're doing all the time basically is fighting. That's a Tau. Tau is kind of a sentient cyborg type group. Nice. The Astra Militarium. Gaunt's ghosts. They're just humans. They're just that's just the human army. They have to fight everyone else. There's one of those space marines. They can't just get into that armor. They need like many operations and extra organs and all this kind of genetic manipulation has to happen in order for them to be able to actually walk around in that armor and not just immediately die. So it's kind of an interesting universe in that sense. I mean, there's a lot of interesting aspects to the Warhammer universe. And yeah, there's been a lot of video games. My favorite recent Warhammer 40K video game is Bolt Gun. If you haven't heard of that yet, look it up. Bolt Gun. That's the name of the weapon that they mostly use in that universe. There's a webway. And it's kind of an interesting gun because it doesn't shoot bullets. It shoots like little rockets, like little bolts, and they rocket out and will actually start fire. That is a purge. So that's a purge. So I think that's the top rarity. I think that's like one of the top level rarities that you can get, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's a purge there. There's orcs. Love that artwork, 1,000 Suns. Mechanicus. But yeah, that bolt gun game is kind of like old Doom. It has the same kind of look and feel of the old Doom games, but it's modernized a bit, and so it's really fast. And for a Warhammer guy, and you walk around, you're a Space Marine basically, and you can jump and stuff. I don't know. I enjoyed playing it. I actually beat the whole game. And I'm really eagerly waiting for the Space Marine 2 game, which should come out later this year, I think. But yeah, that game looks like a lot of fun as well. There was a Diablo-like game based in the Warhammer universe called In Inquisitor, Warhammer Inquisitor. And as interesting as it was, I could never really get into it. I tried playing that game a bunch of times. I still have it installed. I haven't launched it in a while. You would think that like a Diablo-like game in the Warhammer universe would make a ton of sense, but unfortunately, it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't work. It was really slow. They changed it a lot. Like at the beginning, it was really not a very good game, and then they changed it quite a bit to make it faster and a lot more fun. But it still just never had the same frenetic pace as you can get in something like Path of Exile, which I think is probably one of the best Diablo-like games out there. It's my personal favorite anyway. Ooh, we got a webway. That is Knight Castellan. That is a not quite a Titan, I don't think, but what's called a Knight. It's basically like a giant mech. It's probably a couple stories tall, and very intimidating thing to have to face, I'm sure. Here's a Vanguard. Got some Blood Angels there. Got Black Legion Terminator. There's the regular card of that, so I can kind of show you. This is what's called a parallel. Basically, they're the same card, but a different treatment, right? Like this one has a slightly different border and it has foil on it, whereas this one doesn't. That one says only war, and that one says Vanguard. So that's kind of what a parallel is. Ultramarines, Gene Stealer cults, and Adeptus Sororitas. Yeah, there's a lot of cults and cult-like things going on in the Warhammer universe as well. Just because it is such a, it's they've been doing war for so long, like 40,000 years or something. So there's you know all these strange cults that humanity has devolved into. It just gets very kind of creepy almost. Some of the things that they get into, the different chaos gods that are trying to tempt humanity all the time are just really creepy dudes. There's a Vanguard. Ooh, that is really pretty. Lictor. Looks like Cthulhu, kind of. But that's a Tyranid. Tyranid is sort of this insect-like race that is taking over the galaxy, basically, and everyone kind of has to fight against them. It's kind of like a common enemy, although it doesn't really work because they still all fight each other all the time. Eldari are like actual elves. Very, very cool cards, though. I think if you have any interest in the Warhammer universe and trading cards, like obviously this is the set to get. It's the only one, and also a very good set. I mean, as you can see, it's got everything, like all the different things you would want from Warhammer, but then also these different treatments and different collector levels. The only thing it's really missing is numbered cards. There are no numbered cards in this set, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, you've got so much other stuff that it's not too big of a deal there. And I think the short printed cards that you can get are actually very short printed, so you can still be good pulls for sure. Although I don't think there's a lot of like secondary market value for it, just because even the like top pulls are still fairly common, right? I say that, but I haven't actually looked in a long time. If you want, I can go check like what purge prices are. That would be kind of the top end card. I'll pause here. I'll be right back. Not a ton of value. I think the adamantium cards, which we haven't pulled any of those yet today, they sell for about $10 each. But that's it. Everything else is below $1, right? There's one of those listed at $190. But that person is obviously dreaming and will never sell it for that. But it was still interesting to see they had graded it and everything. But yeah, that's never gonna sell. But still, good on them for trying. Generally, I don't think that because the set doesn't have numbered cards and maybe original art, that's the kind of stuff that I think would have made the set actually probably valuable. Like, could you imagine a Warhammer 40K set with sketch cards in it? That could become quite valuable, like probably crazy valuable, right? That would be a very, very cool thing to see, I think. But we probably never will. So Tau Piranha there. Orc. That's a cool looking dude. And the model kits that they sell for playing the actual tabletop game are incredibly detailed. Like these images, people recreate that exact level of detail with all the shading and all the little little gold foiling and all that kind of stuff. They'll paint it onto the miniatures. It's intense to see like top level painters work. It's crazy to see what they can do, and yeah, I can't do that. I've tried a few times, but yeah, I cannot paint at that level at all. There's another Inferno. I always thought it would be cool to get a TCG from Warhammer that was actually good. There's been a few over the years, but none of them have been very good, unfortunately. There are some digital ones too, but they're all just kind of really bad. Not the greatest games. Although the digital ones have this like scanning where you scan a barcode to get free packs, and they've been hacked, and so you can get websites that will just generate barcodes. And so if you want like infinite free packs in those games, you can. But then that gives you some idea of how the economy in those games is doing. It's not doing well, right? Like if they're already getting hacked like that, that's not a great economy. So yeah, crazy looking art there again. Yeah, so I never really got into them. There's a Battle Sister. Victor. Yeah, on YouTube, there will be people who will play like massive multi-day games with huge armies, like room-filling armies. And it's intense to watch these guys play, right? And the game is all with static miniatures, and you kind of move them around using rulers and things and roll dice. It's a, a very kind of like a challenging game to play because of how random everything is, right? Like you can have the best Titan model in the world, and if you roll like a one, you're still gonna miss, even though you're shooting like a nuclear bomb at somebody or something. So I think it can be a little bit frustrating, but still like a ton, I think a ton of fun. And it is the kind of game that I think I would enjoy playing. I just can't be bothered to paint all those little miniatures like that. It's not something I'm ever gonna do. So yeah, for me, maybe a game, a miniatures game where everything became pre-painted would work better. And I know there were some Star Wars ones like that, but I couldn't get into those either. In that case, they were so expensive, like hundreds of dollars to get even the most basic army on the table, uh, which is the same for Warhammer. But anyway, okay, enough talk about that. There's Warhammer 40K. That was a lot of fun. I enjoy opening these. I probably won't buy more, but here's hoping they make a second series. That would be incredible, right? To get, even deeper cuts into this and maybe some sketch cards or some different treatments. I could really see them going far with this if they did a second one. So yeah, I'd be pretty interested. Uh, but for now, those are my pulls. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.